Hello students, welcome to my YouTube channel Dear Mathematics and also welcome to the chapter of trigonometry. In the previous video we have already discussed about the concept of trigonometry as well as the definition of trigonometry and also the 6 trigonometric functions that exist in the chapter of trigonometry. In this particular session we are going to discuss about the trigonometric identity. Before trigonometric identity, let us go through the term identity. What is identity? And here it is the definition of identity. An equation is called as an identity when it is true for all values of the variables involved. Let us take an algebraic identity so that it will be clear to you. Whole square of a plus b, and you know that it is a square plus 2ab plus b square. And it is true for any number you can take. Suppose a is 3 and b is 2, then it will be 3 plus 2 and it's a whole square, it is whole square of 5 and it is 25. Then in the right hand side you may take it is 3 square plus 2 into 3 into 2 plus 2 square. It is 9 plus 6 into 2, 12 plus 4, 12 plus 9 it is 21 plus 2 plus 4 it is 25. And these values are equal. And you can take any other values so that you will find out the value of whole square of a plus b is equal to a square plus 2ab plus b square. And it is an algebraic identity. It is an algebraic identity. Similarly, we have to go through some of the identities that are present in the topic of trigonometry, and those are called as a trigonometric identity. And here it is the definition of trigonometric identity. An equation involving trigonometric ratios of an angle is called a trigonometric identity if it is true for all values of the angle or maybe more than one angle involved in the given equation. And such type of equations are called as a trigonometric identity. So let us discuss about some of the trigonometric identities. The total number of 8 trigonometric identities are there, and we have to discuss about those trigonometric identities. But before going to that, I may tell you that the following trigonometric identities are true for all values of a such that the angle A lies in the first quadrant. Lies in the first quadrant. Because we are just in the particular video we are just going to discuss about the trigonometric identities that belonging to the first quadrant. Then what about the other rest of the 3 quadrants? Then we will see after studying or after discussing about the ASTC rule. Okay, in this video, okay, I will tell you some of the brief introduction about the ASTC rule, what is ASTC rule and how ASTC rule is used in the quadrants. But the total discussion of ASTC rule will be done in the next video. So, but in the particular session, we are going to discuss about all of the trigonometric identities in the first quadrant. Okay, so let us see what are the trigonometric identities are here. The first trigonometric identity, this is T for a trigonometric and I for a trigonometric identity, and here it is the pattern number 1, trigonometric identity 1, and that is we have to prove that the multiplication of sin theta into cosec theta it is equal to 1. But remember that just we are reading or discussing about the trigonometric identities which are based upon the first quadrant only. We have not gone through the second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant yet. So the multiplication of sin theta with cosec theta it is 1. Let us prove it. Left hand side here the multiplication of sin theta with cosec theta, and it is phi by h, then multiplied with h by p, because sin theta is the ratio of perpendicular with hypotenuse and the cosec theta it is the ratio of the hypotenuse with the perpendicular. Then cancelling both of the p and h from the numerator and as well as the denominator, we have it is equal to 1, and which is the right hand side. Then some of the important notes are there which are belonging or which are based upon the first trigonometric identity. So we studied that, or we just proved that multiplication of sin theta with cosec theta it is equal to 1, and from here we can find out the each value of sin theta and cosec theta from the trigonometric identity. So here sin theta will be 1 upon cosec theta. Then cosec theta will be 1 upon sin theta. So it is the complete discussion or analysis of the first trigonometry, and then some of the notes are there, some of the extra formulas are there which are based upon the first trigonometry. Then let us move forward to the second trigonometric function, second trigonometric identity. It is the trigonometric identity 2. Then multiplication of cos theta with sec theta, and it is equal to 1. So first of all we have to prove it. So taking the left hand side part, that means multiplication of cos theta with sec theta, then cos theta is equal to b by h and sec theta is equal to h by b. Then cancelling both of the v and h from the numerator and denominator, we are getting the right hand side as 1, which was the required part for the trigonometric identity 2, and here it has been proved. Then again let us go through some of the notes that are based upon the trigonometric identity 2, and those are cos theta multiplied with sec theta, and it is equal to 1. So here cos theta will be 1 upon sec theta, and then sec theta will be 1 upon cos theta. Okay, here cos theta will be 1 upon sec theta, then sec theta will be 1 upon cos theta, and this is the complete analysis for the trigonometric identity, and it is the rule number 2. Then moving towards to the rule number 3 or trigonometric identity 3. And it is the multiplication of the tangent function with the cotangent function. That means multiplication of tan theta, okay, multiplication of a tan theta with cot theta, and this is equal to 1. So let us prove it first. So taking the left hand side part first, multiplication of a tan theta with cot theta. The value of a tan theta, it is the ratio of a perpendicular and the base, that means p upon v. Then it is v upon p. Then cancelling both of the p and v from the denominator and as well as the numerator, we are getting here 1, which is the right hand side required part. So it has been proved here, the rule number 3 of trigonometric identity, and let us make a note from this identity. As we know that tan theta and cot theta and their multiplication is 1, so we can find the value of each tan theta and cot theta respectively here, and the value of tan theta, it is 1 upon cot theta, and the value of cot theta, it is 1 upon tan theta. So these are all about the first 3 rules of the trigonometric identity. Then let us move forward to the 4th number rule. The trigonometric identity rule number 4, it tells that the division of sin theta upon cos theta, it gives us as tan theta. So the proof is here. Taking the left hand side part, sin theta divided by cos theta. The value of sin theta, it is p by h. The value of cos theta, it is v by h. Then it will be p by h multiplied with h by b. They cancelling the both h from the denominator and the numerator, we have p upon b, and the ratio of perpendicular with base, it is none other than the tan theta. So it is tan theta, which is the required right hand side part of the trigonometric identity 4. Then let us move forward to the trigonometric identity number 5. And it is cos theta divided by sin theta, it will give the cot theta. Proof. The proof is here. Cos theta divided by sin theta, and it is the value of a cos theta, it is v by h. the value of a sin theta, it is p by h, then it will be v by h multiplied with h by p, then cancelling both the h here, then it will give b upon v, then it is cot theta, and here it is the right hand side part of the given trigonometric identity number 5. So these are the simple fundamental trigonometric identity formulas of the trigonometric chapter. Then let us move towards some of the important trigonometric identities and which are based upon the Pythagorean theorem and as well as the ASTC rule. So let us discuss about them. Then moving towards to the last of the 3 important trigonometric identities, and these are the based upon the Pythagorean theorem. So let us first go through the Pythagorean theorem. We know that p square plus b square is equal to h square, and from this formula we can also derive the value of a p square, it is h square minus b square. Similarly, the value of b square, it is h square minus b square. Then here we can derive the value of phi by taking the square root of this, and also we can derive the value of v by taking the square root of the right hand side. So these are 2 important formulas, and we are going to use this to find out the trigonometric identities of the rest of the 3 are there. Then, and this is the Pythagorean theorem. Then moving towards to the ASTC rule. This is very, very important because we have to find out all of the trigonometric functions, and they must be different, and they will be different in each quadrant. So this is very, very important. This is the first quadrant. Okay, this is called as Q1. This is quadrant number 2, this is quadrant 3, and this is quadrant 4. And here it is the ASTC rule, and they are named in the reverse order, that means in the anticlockwise direction, because the angle, whenever it is measured in anticlockwise direction, then it is called as a positive. So we are just placed the ASTC in anticlockwise direction, and here the A means it is all trigonometric functions are positive. In the first quadrant, all trigonometric functions are positive. That means here sine positive, cos positive, tan positive, cot positive, sec positive, cosec positive. All of the functions are positive. But here, the letter is S. That means it will contain sine function. Again, the reciprocal of a sine, it is cosec. So here 2 functions are positive. One is sine and another is cosec. And the rest of the 4 are negative here. And that means here tan and cot, because the reciprocal of tan, it is cot, and these 2 trigonometry functions are positive here. Here these are the positive, but the rest of the 4 are negative here. Similarly, the cos and its reciprocal, it is sec, and these 2 trigonometry functions are positive in the 4th quadrant. But in the particular session, we are just finding or deriving or evaluating the values of all the trigonometric functions in the first quadrant. And in the next video, we will find out the rest of the all of the value of the trigonometric functions in all 4 quadrants, and we will see what will the trigonometric function carry. Either it is plus or it is minus according to the quadrants. But in the particular session, just we have to focus on the first quadrant. So all of the trigonometric functions are positive here. Okay, so remember that just we are focusing on the first quadrant. So let us go through the trigonometric identity number 7. Okay, 6. The first one is sin square theta plus cos square theta, it is 1, and we have to prove it. So taking the left hand side part, sin square theta plus cos square theta, the value of a sin theta, it is p upon h. The value of a cos theta, it is b upon h. Then it is p square divided by h square plus b square divided by h square. It is p square plus b square divided by h square. It is h square divided by h square, and it is 1, and this is the right hand side part. So we have proved the trigonometric number 6, trigonometric identity number 6. But we can derive some of the other formulas from the trigonometric identity number 6, and we can make a note here. As the sum of sin square theta plus cos square theta, it is 1. So here the value of a sin square theta, it is 1 minus cos square theta, and the value of a cos square theta, it is 1 minus sin square theta, and these are the two formulas among themselves. Then we can find out the value of a sin theta. The value of a sin theta, it is 1 minus cos square theta. As we know that the square root of 4, it is plus minus 2. Similarly, we can consider here plus and minus. But remember that just we are studying the trigonometric functions in the first quadrant. So in the first quadrant, all of the 6 trigonometric functions carries the positive sign. So it will not carry the negative sign, because sin theta is positive. Sin theta is positive in the first quadrant. So for this reason, we have not mentioned a negative sign here. But whenever we will study in the rest of the 4 or 3 quadrants, we will see there will be a negative sign in some of the quadrants, because according to the ASTC rule, the quadrants carry the positive or negative sign. Similarly, the value of a cos theta, it is square root of 1 minus sin square theta. Then before square root sign, we have to place plus and minus. But as it is in the first quadrant, or it is placed in the first quadrant, so it will carry positive sign, because cos theta is positive in the first quadrant. And here just we are studying here theta. Okay, you can write down theta lies in the first quadrant. Then it is very much clear to find out these values, because as theta lies in the first quadrant, so all of the 6 trigonometric functions are positive in the first quadrant. This is very, very, very important, fundamental to find out the value of a sin theta and cos theta. Then let us go through the trigonometric identity number 7. Then trigonometric identity number 7, and that is sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. And here we have mentioned that theta lies in the first quadrant. That means again sec theta and tan theta will carry the positive sign value before the square root sign. So first of all, let us prove it, taking the left hand side. Sec square theta minus tan square theta. The value of a sec square theta, it is h upon b and its whole square, then minus p upon v and its whole square, then it is h square upon b square minus p square upon v square, then it is s square minus p square whole divided by v square. That means b square divided by b square, it is 1, and this is the right hand side part, and here it is proved. But again we have to go for some of the fundamental notes, and you can say that these are some of the formulas. So it will be sec square theta minus tan square theta is equal to 1. This is itself a formula. Then let us go through some of the other formulas here. Then sec square theta, it will be 1 plus tan square theta. It is one of the formula. Then the value of a sec theta, it is square root of 1 plus tan square theta. Before square root, we have to mention plus and minus. But as it is theta lies in the first quadrant, again sec theta is positive. Sec theta is positive in the first quadrant. sec theta is positive in the first quadrant. Then the value of a tan square theta, it is sec square theta minus 1. Then the value of a tan theta, it is itself a formula. Then the value of a tan theta, it is sec square theta minus 1. Square root of a sec square theta minus 1, but containing or carrying the positive sign. As again, I am repeating that case regularly, one by one. Again, I am repeating tan theta is positive in the first quadrant. In the first quadrant. So this is all about the complete analysis of trigonometric identity number 7. Then moving towards to the trigonometric identity number 8, and that is the last trigonometric identity. Trigonometric identity number 8, and that is cosec square theta minus cot square theta, and this is equal to 1. So first of all, prove it. Taking the left hand side part, here it is cosec square theta minus cot square theta. The value of cosec theta, it is h upon p, that means whole square of h upon p minus whole square of b upon p, then it is h square divided by p square minus b square divided by p square, and it is h square minus b square divided by p square, and it is p square divided by p square, cancelling both of the parts, and these are equal to 1. And here it is the proof of the trigonometric identity number 8. Then moving towards to the notes based upon the trigonometric identity number 8. Okay, so first of all, we have to go through the formula part. Cosec square theta minus cot square theta, it is equal to 1. Then the value of cosec square theta, it is 1 plus cot square theta. Again, the value of cot square theta, it is cosec square theta minus 1. Okay, now the value of cosec theta, it will be square root of 1 plus cot square theta. But again, I am repeating that case, we are just carrying, or we just give the positive and negative sign before the square root sign. But as it is in the theta lies in the first quadrant, so cosec theta is positive because all trigonometry functions are positive. So for this reason, just we have given the positive sign value here. Similarly, in the right hand side, in the second notes, we can give the positive sign value before the square root sign, and the value of cot theta, it is cosec square theta minus 1. So these are the complete analysis of the definition of identity, the definition of a trigonometric identity, and also the description or total analysis of the all 8 trigonometric identities that exist in the trigonometry chapter. Then let us move forward to the some of the fundamental problems based upon this trigonometric identities. So here it is the first fundamental problem based upon the trigonometric identity. So let us go for it. So given that sin theta is equal to 3 by 5, given that sin theta is equal to 3 by 5, and we have to find out all other trigonometric, the value of the all other trigonometric functions, but the condition is here, theta lies in the first quadrant. That means theta lies in the first quadrant means all of the 6 trigonometric functions will be of the positive sign value, or will carry the positive sign value in the same quadrant or the first quadrant. And we know that cos theta is equal to square root of 1 minus sin square theta, and it is 1 minus whole square of 3 by 5. That means it is 1 minus 9 by 25. and it is square root of 16 by 25 and it is 4 by 5. Then the value of a tan theta. Tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta and that is 3 by 5 divided by 4 by 5 and it is 3 by 4. Then the value of a cot theta is 1 by tan theta. Just we have to apply the suitable formulas. We can in the several ways we can find out the 6 trigonometric functions, but we have to apply the suitable formula. Okay, you know that cot theta is equal to cos theta upon sin theta, but we have tan theta here. So just we have to find out the reciprocal here. So 1 upon 3 by 4 and it is 4 by 3. Then we have to find out the sec theta. The value of a sec theta, we know that it is the square root of 1 plus tan square theta. But before going to that formula, we have a suitable for our fundamental formula that sec theta is 1 upon cos theta. So sec theta is 1 upon cos theta, that means 1 upon 4 by 5 and that is 5 by 4. Then it is cosec theta, it is 1 upon sin theta and it is 1 upon 3 by 5. Then this is 5 by 3. So this is the very simple method to find out all of the trigonometric functions if one of the sine or cos is given to you in the first quadrant. Then let us go through some of the other fundamental problems. In the problem number 2, it is given that if sec theta plus tan theta is equal to phi, then find the value of sec theta and tan theta individually. So given that sec theta plus tan theta it is equal to phi. This is the first equation. And we have to find out the value of sec theta and tan theta. If we can find out the value of sec theta minus tan theta in the form of the another equation, then we can, by using those two equations, equation number 1 and equation number 2, that we will get. And by using those two equations, we can find out easily the value of sec theta and tan theta. So to find out the value of sec theta minus tan theta, we have to go through the trigonometric identity. And this is the trigonometric identity. We know that sec square theta minus tan square theta, it is equal to 1. This is the trigonometric identity. Then it is the trigonometric identity number 7. Then by using the algebraic identity of a square minus b square, as we know that the value of a square minus b square, it is a plus b multiplied with a minus b. Then here it is sec theta plus tan theta multiplied with sec theta minus tan theta, and this is equal to 1. Then the value of a sec theta plus tan theta, it is p. Then p multiplied with sec theta minus tan theta, it is equal to 1. Then the value of sec theta minus tan theta, it is equal to 1 by p, and it is the equation number 2. And here we have arrived in such a condition that it is in the form of sec theta minus tan theta, it is sec theta plus tan theta. And by using two equations and by solving these two equations by the process of elimination method that you have already studied, and we can find out the value of sec theta and tan theta. As sec theta plus tan theta, it is equal to p. The value of sec theta minus tan theta, it is equal to 1 by p. So just adding the equation 1 and 2. Okay, you may write down here, adding equation 1 and 2. Here we have 2 sec theta, it is equal to p plus 1 by p, and that is equal to p square plus 1 divided by p. And then the value of sec theta, it is p square plus 1 divided by 2p, and the value of sec theta is here. Then we have to find out tan theta. Okay, equation 1 minus equation 2, just subtracting the equation 2 from equation 1, we can have sec theta plus tan theta is equal to p, sec theta minus tan theta, it is equal to 1 by p. Then subtracting, the symbols will be changed in the second row. Then cancelling sec theta, because here tan theta got cancelled. Then it will be 2 tan theta. It is equal to p minus 1 by p, that means p square minus 1 divided by p. And here tan theta is equal to p square minus 1 divided by 2p. And now here is the value of sec theta and tan theta individually we have find out. But the procedure is that just as it is given that in the form of sec theta and tan theta, and again it has been asked to find the value of a sec theta and tan theta. So just we have to find out the value of a sec theta minus tan theta. If it would be given in the form of a sec theta minus tan theta, then just you have to find out the value of a sec theta plus tan theta in the same problem. So this is the process, and these are the solution or the answers for the question number 2. Then let us move towards to the last problem of this current video session. So here it is the problem number 3, and it is given that if cos theta plus sin theta, that means sum of cos theta and sin theta, it is root 2 cos theta, then we have to find out the difference is root 2 sin theta. So first of all, let us go through the given conditions here. Given that cos theta plus sin theta is equal to root 2 cos theta. So let us write down it in the alternative form, root 2 cos theta, just change the sides. Root 2 cos theta as cos theta plus sin theta. Then taking the square of both sides, square of root 2 cos theta plus, okay, is equal to square of cos theta plus sin theta. Then it is 2 cos square theta, it is cos square theta plus sin square theta plus 2 cos theta into sin theta. Then shifting these two terms towards the left hand side, we can have cos square theta minus sin square theta is equal to 2 cos theta into sin theta. Just I have shifted these terms towards the left hand side. Then it is again in the algebraic identity form, a square minus b square, it is multiplication of a plus b with a minus b. Then applying that algebraic identity here, I have cos theta plus sin theta multiplied with cos theta minus sin theta is equal to 2 cos theta into sin theta. As we know that the value of a cos theta plus sin theta is given here, in the given condition, we can shift this term towards the right hand side, because we need the value of the difference of cos theta and sin theta. Cos theta minus sin theta, it is 2 cos theta into sin theta divided by cos theta plus sin theta. Then it is cos theta minus sin theta, it is 2 cos theta into sin theta divided by the value of a cos theta plus sin theta, it is root 2 cos theta. So cancelling cos and cos here, then again cancelling root 2 with 2, we can have root 2 in the numerator. So the value of cos theta minus sin theta, it is root 2 sin theta. So this is all about the 3 problems based upon the trigonometric identity.